It's Friday, everyone. How is all of the PPA today? Of course, I'm Heidi Allen, founder of the Positive People Army, and it's Friday. We made it. We are heading into a weekend. I hope you are just as excited as I am for Friday. So today I want to specifically talk about giving some guidance. Giving some guidance because there is something that I bring up on a regular basis here in the PPA, and that is journaling. I'm continually saying one of the best practices we can have in our life is journaling. And journaling is so incredible because what it does is it takes all of the emotions, it takes all our thoughts, all our decisions, everything that we're doing, and it puts it on paper for us to really stand back and look at it. Because it's amazing sometimes how we don't even realize what is going on in our head. And that's why when you think about it, when we have a conversation with a girlfriend or we have a conversation with a friend, and it's by saying it out loud and them hearing it, that they can then tell us exactly what it is that we're going through to help us make, let's say, a decision. So journaling can have the same effect on you. And there's so many different ways to journal. There's so many different ways that you can have gratitude journals, you can have affirmation journals. But today I want to talk about just a simple journal to get people started on it. Because I've had so many conversations. A PPA member just reached out to me the other day and she's like, Heidi, I started journaling and I did it last night, but I have no idea if I'm doing it right. So I thought I would give this simple tip, a little bit of guidance to start you guys where you got to start, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to think of the word right. The word right, W-R-I-T-E. I want you to think of that word, okay? Now, each letter of that word is gonna guide you. So right there is the easiest thing. All you gotta do is remember the word right, okay? So, first letter of the word right, W. Here is where first you gotta figure out what it is that you wanna write about. What do you want to write about? What are you thinking about? What are you going through? What is it? You need to name it. To give you any sort of guidance in your journal writing, you've got to figure out what is it that you're going to write about. Okay? So you want to name it. You want to put it down. So I keep bringing up maybe it's a decision. I had a great conversation with a PPA member and friend last night, and she had a massive decision that she had to make in life. So for her to start, it's what this decision needs to be, the decision I need to make. Okay? So that's the W. Name it. Okay? Now, another piece of guidance I want to make sure that you do with your journal writing is this needs to be a positive space. In journal writing, you don't want to bring negativity in it. So this is not about, beating yourself up, self-deprecation, negative things that have happened in your life. Now, you can talk about emotional things that have happened to you, but we always need to keep it in a positive space, okay? So that's W. R. R is review and reflect. Okay? So what we need to do to start. So once we know what we want to write about, now we got to ground ourselves. Now we got to get prepared to do this. Okay? So here is where we're going to take 3 deep breaths and we're going to focus. We're going to focus on what we've just named. And then we're going to start with I feel, I think, today, what this is about. You're going to start with these questions. Now you're going to be reflecting on what it is that you named. Okay? So reflect on it. So what I'm feeling about this is what I'm thinking. Today, what happened? Whatever it is. That is going to be your R. Okay? I. There is the next letter in the word right. We've done W, we've done R, now we're on to I. Now that you've started, you've named it, you've reviewed, you're reflecting on it, now we've got to investigate all those emotions. So this is where you are just gonna let the pen go. You're gonna let all of those thoughts, whatever it is, be very careful that the negative thoughts don't take over, because sometimes that's what happens. If you are a person that naturally goes into that negative cyclone, now you're writing it out, you're gonna see it. Okay, so make sure, try to keep it in that positive space. And if you do write anything negative, I love to call these blurts, and I want you to circle it because I want you to put a wall around the negativity. Okay, so that then you can be aware of it, that then you can write something positive instead of that negative. Okay, so put the wall around the negative blurt. That's okay, they're gonna come out, guys. You're journaling, these are all your thoughts, these are all your emotions, so investigate that. If at any time while you're writing this out you get stuck, I just don't know what to write about, refocus yourself again. Refocus, go back, reread to inspire and motivate yourself to continue. Okay, so that is the I. T. T, and the word write T stands for time. This is very important, guys. This is super, super important. When you are journaling, this should be for no longer than 15 minutes. 5 minutes, I gotta tell you, you're probably like, 5 minutes? 5 minutes is a long time when you time it out. 5 to 15 minutes. No one should be going over that 15-minute mark, because then you can spiral. You can start to spiral out of control, and we've got to make sure that we're really honing in on our emotions and getting to the end of it. So time yourself. In the beginning, when I started journaling, I actually put a timer on because it was hard for me to start. So I was like, you know what? I can do 5 minutes. I can do 5 minutes. So I would set the timer for 5 minutes. And when that timer goes off, then that's it. Then you're going to be finished, and we're going to do our closing sentence. Okay? So you want to make sure that you're timing yourself. That is extremely important. Also with time, guys, it's really important to keep your journaling, to get into a really great practice and a really great rhythm. You need to pick the same time every day. Now, I'm not talking the exact same on the clock time. I'm talking either do it in the morning, you're doing it in the afternoon, or you're doing it in the evening. And then you continue that practice that same time of the day. Okay, so that's your T. E is exit smart. Exit smart from journaling. And what that means is when you are done, you feel you are finished or your time limit is up, this is the time you're going to go back and reread it. This is where you're going to start to have awareness as to what is really going on inside you. And sometimes there is power in seeing the words on the paper. So you're going to reread it, and then you're going to conclude it with a sentence. What I've become really aware of from my writing today, what I'm understanding from my writing is the actions I need to take from journaling today are, and write them down. Because if it's about making a decision, you should now set in motion some actions to move you forward. Okay? This is really important. See, this is how we start to take our life back, guys. This is how we start to understand our emotions. This is where we start to understand who we are, by writing it out. And something you need to know is this is private. Your journal is for your eyes only. So don't worry about sentence structure. Don't worry about spelling. Seriously, I am the worst speller in the world. I'm so bad at spelling. If you looked at my journals, it's like, did you ever go to school? Thank God for spell check, right? So listen, don't worry about any of that. Don't worry about how messy your hand. I have the craziest handwriting. It doesn't matter. I can read it because my eyes are the only eyes seeing it. So don't ever write worried that someone is going to find this. This is for you and for you only. So go discover yourself. Grab yourself a journal. Go to the dollar store. They're so cheap. You can find the prettiest of journals. I mostly get all of mine from the dollar store. And they're so pretty. Find something that inspires you. Find something that's colorful and beautiful that makes you want to open that book every single day. Go discover yourself. Go write. That's all you gotta do. Listen, guys, happy Friday. Have an incredible weekend. I hope you all have fun. I will see you back here on Monday for Motivational Monday. Bye, guys.